Mr. Grandson, the right thought. To the Israelites, I want to remind y'all today to put away your iniquities from you and to not be weighed down by your sins. All of us have taken bullets on this battlefield. We all got wounds. So there's no need for any of us to act like there isn't something that we need to put away. That there's something that doesn't cause us to fall at times, to become weak to. You see? And it's all right. It's okay. Because it's those things that Abba uses to chasten us, to perfect us and purify us. So it's okay that you've fallen. You know, we're all brothers and sisters in this group I call the Israelites, the elect. And so that just gives us an opportunity to help you up, my brother or my sister. That just gives me an opportunity to keep the commandments of our Father, to lend a helping hand, to go with you those 2 miles, to give you that coat off my back when they've taken yours away from you. That gives me an opportunity to bless you, and in turn I'm blessing myself, you see. So it's all right that we have faults. You hear that? It's okay. It just reminds us to remain humble, you see. That's our reminder. Like Paul said, a messenger to buffet him. Buffet means to strike with violent force, to hit. So that's what those things are in our lives. Something to buffet us, keep us humble, to remind us of our weakness, to remind us of our own vanity without our Father. You see? So we fall down, but we get up again. And the thing that a warrior learns on the battlefield is he's going to get knocked down. And he's going to get up again. So why not just get on up? See, because when you get knocked down, sometimes you want to just lay there. And this is what this message is about. Those blows that have landed on you, Israelite, the chosen, that have knocked you down to the ground. You see, we can expect to get knocked down, so don't feel like you're any less than any one of us. We all have been knocked down. But you got to get up. You can't wallow in it. You can't cry about it. What's done is done. Remember when David and Bathsheba had that child and they lost that child? And David fasted and put on sackcloth and prayed to the Father for the life of that child? And Abba said, I've done what I've done, man. Get on up, David. And David cleaned himself up and went back out there and put his crown back on his head. He accepted it. It was his fault. Knocked him down. Sackcloth means knocked down. But you get right back up and you put your crown back on. You don't waste time wallowing in what you did wrong. Once you know your error, you confess your fault and you move forward amicably with the Father, not shamefully. Not shamefully. Move forward peaceably, friendly with the Father, knowing that if you confess it, He'll forgive you. That's all. There's no other prerequisites included. You just confess it to Him. So, like I said, you just get on up, in other words. You just get on up and you keep it moving. Because if you lay there, you may get killed. Snipers are very good at what they do. And so, it's best that you keep it moving when you're on the battlefield. And truth be told, snipers can hit a moving target as well. So it's best that you move and move quickly and stealthily. You see? Wise as a serpent. It's the best way to move. So don't waste your time with, I lashed out today and I know I shouldn't have, and so I have completely ruined my 6 months of not lashing out. Oh my God, I've ruined it. Don't let that get you down, man. You just say, hey, okay, got the better of me today. But tomorrow the sun come up again, we'll try this thing again. We'll do it again. We'll be stronger. But I confess my errors here in falling. So what do I need to not fall? Well, I need strength. I need chastity, if that's what it is for you. You know what it is you need, but you have to ask Abba for it, and you have to actually want it. And that's hard sometimes because, like I said, the world be calling us, man. We know it's vanity, but sometimes the world be calling us. Any of you who have any addictions that may be listening to this, of the elect family, have struggled with it over the years, we call it relapse, right? You see, when you fall back in and you got to start again, you got to say, okay, man, I went 8 months, man. How could I have slipped and fall? You can do that while you're on the ground. How could I have fallen? What a shame I am. What a pity. How self-pity on me, because I'm just such a fuck up. And see, speaking all these vain words of I am the Father. That's one choice. But the other choice is, but this is something that I've struggled with for a long time. And obviously my desire is to not do it, or otherwise I wouldn't have gone 8 months or 6 months without it. But there's a pull on me, and it's ever with me. I mean, even the 8 months when I didn't do it, it was still there. Every now and again it would come up. But obviously, Abba, the only way I can overcome this is you. Your strength, your power and your might, your deliverance. You're the one who saves. So deliver me. I'm ready to be set free from this captivity of this vanity. I'm ready. You see? And we're all about ready, aren't we? Like a bread baking in the oven that's golden brown. You're like, oh, it's ready to come out the oven. That's us. That's us. So rejoice in the days where you have found your success, and in the days where you weren't successful, as far as you're concerned, still rejoice in the days where you were. Always overcome the evil with good. Always. And remember, evil is vanity. Something that doesn't support your life. Something that doesn't support your growth is vanity. And that's in everything in life, beloved. Whether it's what you eat, what you think, what you feel, what you read, what you give your attention to, who you give your attention to. If it doesn't reciprocate or bring life into you when you put life into it, then it is vanity. Isn't it obvious? It's waste. Energy is going out and it's not returning to you. So it's about time that you find those things in your life that return life unto you when you put it out. Because that's equity, is it not? No longer iniquity. See, workers of iniquity. How can I get something without giving anything in exchange? That's what the workers of iniquity do in this world. How can I get something from you without having to give you equal in exchange? So let's see. It takes a car company. So I used to work for General Motors, so I know about $3,500 to $4,000 to build a car. And that same car that took about $3,500 to $4,000 to build is sold for $60,000. Do y'all hear it? That's a worker of iniquity. That's a worker of iniquity. So, same thing with a person, a loan shark. You loan him 10,000, he says, "Okay, pay me back next month, but I'm going to expect 15,000." Iniquity. It's unbalanced. I shouldn't have to pay you for you loaning it to me. That's what a loan is. Yeah, but I want to make sure you're going to pay it back. Well, we going to put it on a scale and let me do it. Now, I don't think you will, so I got to tip the scale in my favor before I give it to you. See, that's a worker of iniquity. You're working iniquity. That's what y'all live amongst. Workers. They're laborers of sin. So, of course, you, elect, y'all have found yourself in this world being sucked dry of energy. Because everything is energy. And when you've put your energy into your marriage, it didn't put anything back into you. You couldn't understand it. It wasn't putting it back in equally. Your spouse, your parents, your friends, you were putting in, but they weren't putting in back equal. You're always filling the pot up, but they're not putting anything in it. Imagine you live in a tribe like that, where it's time to forage for food, and you gather up all kinds of food when you're out foraging, and you come back to the pot, you're putting all this stuff into the pot, but nobody else is putting anything in there. You're the only one. Then y'all cooked it up and ate. Everybody ate, got fat, burping and shit, sitting back, they feet, dirty ass feet kicked all up and shit, scratching their bellies and farting and shit, sucking their teeth and dreaming and shit, counting sheep. Got the itis and all kind of shit. Barbecue sauce still on this nigga thumb and shit. Damn. And you're laying there going, wow, that's interesting. Let's see what happens tomorrow. The next day, say, okay, everybody, okay, tribe, let's get together. We're all going to go out foraging. Come on, we got to collect food and make sure everybody has enough to eat. If we all go out and collect, then everybody we'll have more than enough. Well, everybody goes out. Here we go again. You come back, you're the only one putting shit in the pot again. What the hell is going on here? Come to find out, the tribesmen you asked them, they said, well, that nigga was collecting so much good ass damn food, it wasn't no need me going and doing the shit. I knew he was going to come back with enough for everybody. So you just skipped out on your work. That's called iniquity, man. See? It's not balanced scale. It's not fair. In other words, fairness. It's not fair. Christ is saying, depart from me, you niggas that's not fair. That work unfairness. Get away from me. You see? So that's what you've been in. Pouring into without a reward of equity, of fairness. You're in a relationship, you're being all honest with this person. Meanwhile, they're lying like a motherfucker to you. Well, that's not equal. That's not equity. There we go, pouring the food in there, and that nigga ain't putting no food in the pot, yet he eating it, sucking his damn gums and shit after the fact. What the hell? That's the truth. That's what tares do. That's what a weed does in your yard. It sucks up the nutrients that's meant for the flower. It sits back sucking its damn teeth. It doesn't give anything in return. Just like those niggas in the tribe didn't put nothing in the pot. You're looking at your garden, you see a beautiful flower. It gives you joy. But then you see that weed, it gives you a sad ass feeling. But that nigga sucking the same nutrients your flower is. See? That's what God is doing when he's looking at the earth, seeing you, Israelite. He's looking at you and you're the flower. And then he's seeing your tear brother next to you, who you think is your brother. It's tear next to you, sucking up your life force energy. And he's just having that same feeling you have when you saw that weed in your damn yard popping his dumb, ugly, stinking ass up. You see? So, like I said, man, don't sweat the small stuff, man. Because it's like I said on another video, it is indeed small stuff. It may seem all huge and everything, but once you realize that your thoughts and your feelings affect your condition, then you be on your shit, man. And that's what I want to remind all of y'all right now about. Is stand on your shit with your thoughts and your feelings. As soon as they start getting hairy and you start feeling fear and anxiety creep in, you know you're in error. You know you're in sin. That's why Abba put all those alarm systems in place. You just were never taught that. That knowledge was kept from you. So as a kid growing up, you were never taught that that's what that feeling was. See? Well, now you're being taught it. When you have anxiety, you in sin. You're not thinking or feeling right, are you? You feel like you're about to fart and shit. Your stomach sinking. You feel like you got to take a piss and shit. You're like, what the fuck? Like when you're about to fight somebody, you feel like you got to take a shit first and everything. Your palms get all sweaty and shit. Head getting kind of spinning around a little bit and shit. Your breathing change. See? The hell with all that, man. You're supposed to be calm like Yahusha, sleep in the boat. Now you're not in sin. You're in truth now, because I am and is calm, serene, relaxed. Abba's all powerful and nobody can fight him, so then why does he have to have anxiety? He don't. So then neither should you if you're sitting on granddaddy's lap. If you're sitting on Abba Yah's lap, then you ain't got nothing to be scared of neither. And I've already read that can't nothing separate me from his love. So there's no need in me thinking that I've done something or can do something that can separate me. You see? So when you get knocked down on that battlefield, there's no need in you wallowing in it like a pig in shit. Because we ain't no pig. Matter of fact, we was told, don't eat that nigga. Don't even touch that nigga. So we ain't got nothing to do with them things, all right? We don't wallow in the mud. We don't wallow in the mire like a pig. It's not what we do. We fight. And we endure. And we fight until the end. Because it's worth it. Simple as that. Our reward is so great, y'all, that it is not to be compared with the sorrows and sufferings of this bullshit ass world you're in. Did y'all hear that? The glory that is going to be revealed in you and me is so magnificent. It's not to be compared with this shit we're going through. It's not. So don't sweat it. You just stay on your path. You remind yourself that Abba Yah love you. You remind yourself that you love Abba Yah. You remind yourself to remain in his commandments, to amend yourself back to them when you slip. And you all good, man. Shalom Israel.